Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my live video feed. And of course, I want to talk about one topic today before I get off of here. I might just talk about it about like 10 minutes or so. I just do some more research on myself and my own identity. I took the Myers-Briggs test and I found out, of course, I was an INTJ. I was one of those, but I realized that I'm actually an E. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I am basically going to put down in the note section here. I'm going to post it here. I'm an NTJ. ENTJ. Extrovert, intuitive, thinking, and judging, which is the almighty. Okay, this is the almighty psychological test. Okay, no test, they say, is usually better than the other. How you been, konnichiwa? Keiichiwa, Freeman Young. How you been? What's going on? I'm talking about the Myers-Briggs test, which you can take it down below if you want later on. Okay, just going to talk about that. As I said before in my past videos, that alphas are a dime a dozen. They're only they say there's only 33, it's only 3%, okay, you know, but I'm nice. I usually try to say 10% in America that are truly alpha, who take control of their life and usually give orders to what things should be done. Okay, I do listen to the advice. I'm passive aggressive on this. So I'm both like intuitive at the same time I'm directive. I take control of my life, and I wish most of y'all guys do the same. You know, when you want something and you have thought about it in isolation for so long, using chaos magic and so forth, you become aware of how many stupid people are around you. And so you may feel I'm being arrogant when I say that, but honest to God truth, real men only get booty, okay, you know, but you don't want the used type. You got to have standards with yourself. And no matter how many times someone says, oh, look at you. You lost your virginity at the age of 31, which is true, okay? I say to them individuals, fuck them and screw you. Y'all guys should stop listening to other people and shit. Y'all should be focusing in on your goddamn selves, okay? Because 9 times out of 10, I tell guys who are desperate in their life, okay, stop being desperate for women who are not virgins. When you do this and you test yourself, you may encounter a female who's attractive. You may encounter a female who's like a 9 out of 10. Okay, she got a luxurious booty or some shit like that. But understand this: beauty is only skin deep. It will only be temporary until that beauty lasts. Okay, let me wipe my lens off here. Okay, and so if you just focus on the beauty aspect of it, you are not self-aware yet. You're just not there yet. You're pretty much not there. How you been? Sorry, did it already. Okay, let me see. All right, how you been, D Gappa? How you been? What's going on? I'm talking about the Myers-Briggs test. I took it twice to be sure of what character type of person I am. So I'm the highest on the scale, the totem pole, the true leader, the true master, the true fucking alpha, which is very rare, a dime a dozen out there. And I'm trying to teach guys about these. You should take the test. Y'all should take the test. You take the test twice. And usually when you take the test, you can think about each question thoroughly and do it twice. The more you think, the more longer the test is going to be. 7 minutes long, about 7 minutes long. But I already put it down I pinned it. I'm going to pin it to let me see, pin this comment, and you can watch it later, okay? What's up, bro? Okay, Giddy Gepa. I wish you changed that name. Okay, what's up, bro? I'm here. I'm come back to chat, dude. Okay, so okay. I was meeting with some dudes. I said, okay, you meet with some dudes that sound like you're gay, okay? Well, I don't believe that you're gay. But of course, no one should be gay because of a lack of a leg. And you have to take into account that most men who are gay now don't start calling me now. Don't. I'm gonna put on mute here, okay? Because people like to call and leave messages. When most people, you got to take a portion of those homosexuals out there, and you got to use common sense when you think about those gay men, okay? Now, I'm not totally against it, but I feel it's not natural, okay? But I don't care what a person considers themselves as a cat or a dog. I don't give a flying monkey's ass, okay? If you want to consider yourself something that's different from everybody else, you go ahead and be an INTJ if you want. You could be intuitive and creative, all you fucking want. It's okay to be innovative, but think about reality here. When people look at you, you'll just be one of those individuals who's just an oddball out, okay? I don't want to be a oddball out, okay? So understand, so y'all should take that test to where you can see where your personality traits are. A few of my Ghanaian friends and Nigerian friends probably already took this test. They probably are the same. They probably are an introvert, okay? To be introvert means that you stay away from people. I'm both. I'm both an introvert and an extrovert. So I'm like passive aggressive, so I can see both sides. So that makes me even more powerful because I'm so versatile, okay? So it's best to be more of an introvert because you're afraid of getting hurt by other people. It's good to feel fear. It's completely fine. But if you become an extrovert, you gotta be careful and observe your surrounding areas, which makes you a powerhouse. It makes you a powerhouse because the fact that you're seeing all sides of the fucking fence. And if you can see all sides of the fucking fence, no one can tell you anything because you are God, right? So try your best to take that test if y'all see fit, when you see fit, y'all guys. And also understand that ENJTs, which I am, the E stand, the acronyms is like this. It's from the Myers-Briggs testing. E stands for extrovert. Okay, there's also an introvert side to it. But of course, you can be both. It's better to be passive-aggressive, so you won't have this problem with being confused with, oh, you're afraid of something. If you just have both the yin and yang, you won't have to worry about that. The N, intuitive part, they use the N. They don't use the I. So basically, the N represents intuitive. Your intuitiveness, that means you use your intuition. You use unknown, foreseen things that you can feel. It's connected to the feelings, the universe, and anything that can come to you. Now, I don't know the other side of the intuitive it's like that, but it's good to have some spiritual energy coming into you through that intuitive linking. And I'm always intuitive. I'll use my intuitive and mystic side all of the time, man, all of the time. And of course, there's thinking. I'm on the thinking capacity, so I'm a slave to thinking because I always like to sit there and contemplate. As you should already know, I'm a schizoaffective individual, and I always try my best to listen to my inner third voices, which makes me even more powerful than most people who can ever contend with me. As a matter of fact, how you been, Raminya Sabada? Okay, how you been, Rihan? Okay, how you been, Rihan? My brother from a mother. Okay, I'm outside walking around. I'm talking about the Myers-Briggs report, which I all should take. It is pinned in my comment section. And of course, I'm going to talk about the acronym right now. I am an introverted, extroverted, intuitive thinker. Okay, which I do deep thoughts. Okay, I take deep thoughts. I'm like the mentalist on that TV show. Okay, I usually look at someone and get 50% or over 50% accuracy when I judge someone. I can read a book by its cover. Yes, I can. Most of the time I can. I get it 80% correct, but I'm not going to be perfect about it. And the last one is judging. Okay, J represents judging. Now, if you're judging someone, you must be careful about how you judge, because if you're judging according to your feelings without no research, and you haven't been around enough people, and you're just doing that judge one-sidedness, you become a narcissist in a negative sense. Okay, let me see. What else? Hi there. Glad to see you. Glad to see you too, Raham. Okay, Raham. And of course, I hope your day is sunny like mine. Today, I'm going to clean my car out today, which you can see right there, okay? Because I got everything I have. It's got the inner voices on top of the things I've researched and done for myself. And of course, y'all guys should know y'all should be the same as well. To be alpha means to not sacrifice your virginity for any used vagina. Because most of the time, you know, if a woman says, I haven't slept with anyone for months, it usually means she was a whore in her past, okay? So don't listen to the bullshit. She said she basically wasn't a virgin, and that's what you should stick with, okay? So what we're talking about today, that's what I'm talking about. Most alphas are those things. They say I'm gonna put it up to 10% of America is like this. I'm gonna say 10%, but I don't think there's a lot of bosses out there, white bosses, Jewish bosses, okay, African bosses, okay, you know, there's a lot of people out there who are natural born gifted bosses, and they're more likely to say the same thing. They're bosses to take control. But a lot of effeminate individuals will call you a narcissist, okay, that's not the case, okay, and I keep telling you this all of the time, that the word narcissism can have a positive attribute and also a negative attribute. So we're going to take it as something good, okay? When I feel good about myself and I feel confident about myself. And I know that people won't compliment me, so I compliment myself. What's wrong with that? I'm not boastful, though. See, to be boastful is a bad thing. Because that's what women do when they get on the internet and they become thoughts and shit and they show off and shit and they do all those moves and shit like that. So I'm just here to try to educate you guys the difference between two different versions of narcissism. Narcissism is basically that. You show off in the mirror too much. You need acceptance from other people's points of views of how your beauty is. You look on the outskirts, not the inskirts. And the women tend to forget about that type of personality trait inside their mind. Okay? To become a better person, to be a person who's Heidi, you have to walk the walk and talk the walk. You have to basically have some sort of credentials like I do, and you should have something as well, so you can talk about those things and boast about those things without worrying about someone downplaying you because they want to feel that you're being narcissistic. Okay, just ignore them motherfuckers. Okay, so let's see. Did Guapa, my man, what do you think about sugar? To learn better, to learn better, do you also think it's just a theory? Well, it depends on where you're coming from with this. Everybody's body, sugar is basically something that's like a poison. It is more potent than cocaine, and it sells more than fucking cocaine. Though cocaine by the kilo can actually sell much more. Trust me, overall in the long shot, sugar will always defeat cocaine. And sugar can actually give you a boost of energy. Sugar does have good benefits to the body. But for some people whose biologicals in their human catastrophes in their bodies cannot handle the sugar, so they become diabetic. So you have to be careful with sugar, and you have to be careful to stay away from all sorts of foods, because most foods have some kind of reaction to every particular type of body. Everybody's different. So when they say ginger is good for you, no. You have to experiment with that with anecdotal evidence rather than just some sort of scientific method. So snake poison, let's say for instance you drink snake poison, snake venom. There's people who actually don't die from it. Did you know this? I grew up a deep hobby. Did you know this? Okay, you have to understand. Okay, there's people who take poisons and they don't die. Okay, so I'm like, you got to think like this. You got to think outside the box. Stop thinking what other people are thinking, because when you do scientific method, you lose out on all the direct information and evidence that you can ever encounter. So I'm going to put this on the YouTube. I'm walking outside with my headsets on because it feels good and I don't hear any kind of noises, and I got to keep running my mouth because I'm getting irritated today because I didn't wash my fucking car. I got to scrub the outside of my car. I cleaned the inside of my car. Now let's see. You said sugar. Okay, let me see. What is a theory? Okay, so everything starts off a theory. Okay, but over time, theories can change. So someone may make a hypothetical guess. Hypotheticals is basically an educated guess. Nothing I say is pseudo. So some asshole, like my friend, okay, he always say some shit. He'll try to be an asshole and say, oh, you're being pseudo. I said, no, I'm not being pseudo, dog. They already thought about whatever I'm thinking about. They thought about in the past too. So I'm just trying to say, watch your mouth. And we can just go on from there, okay? But let's continue on now here. I'm not in touch with those experts because they think just the sweet taste is for everybody. That's not. So, you got to write proper sentences. Put some periods at the end of your sentences. Sweet taste is for everybody. That's why it is so addictive. So they will speak for probably y'all. You are absolutely correct. And that is called the scientific method. So people don't understand how the scientific method works. Over time, things change over time. So whatever, let's say you saw an atom. Okay, right? Over eons of time, people write it in the books. They write it in books. But did you ever do the research yourself? Duh, dude, you don't know. You just don't know. You blinded. You just blindsided yourself, man. And so you didn't do the research yourself, but you heard of an atom. You heard of the electrical currents that goes through the wires and shit. But now we got satellites that go into space, but you don't know the frequencies too well. You don't know about the invisible infrareds out there. But then you want to worry about an atom. You haven't done no personal research your fucking self. So you're being a beta alpha. Okay, that means you're believing what you read on the media. The media is a bad tool. You have to do your own research. Now, if someone comes up with an idea, that's fine, and it's working for everybody. At that meantime, sure, it's cool. Bro, Giddy says, okay, bro, my claims can't be dumb, so I really need to learn more English. Okay, yeah, I know it's ignorance. Okay, ignorance is bliss, and it's okay. Okay, if you make mistakes, it's okay. But I'm harsh. I'm kind of harsh sometimes. So I apologize for being harsh, but I can't be apologized for being harsh. I'm just trying to help you get up on your education and your English a little bit better, okay? I don't articulate my words perfectly myself because I'm not perfect, but you can correct me too. I don't mind. I'm like, okay, Mr. Policeman. Okay, Mr. Policeman, okay? Rather than that, we should always correct one another as best as we can. So earlier today, I was just talking about, the Myers-Briggs testing, which most people should take. You should take it at least twice so you can understand that you may make mistakes, and it goes back and forth between two. You might have to take it 3 times because you're not sure of yourself. Most people, you know what I do? I do numerology. Numerology is just fine. Okay, a lot of people understand that when you are a certain number, my life path number is a fucking 9. Okay, my attitude number is a 6, so they're completely compatible. Isn't that some shit? Okay, a 9's life path number compatibility is basically the overall powerful one. You already know, I don't be playing around. I walk the walk and I talk the walk. I do not play with that hypotheticals and shit. I'm living, so I can give some information to y'all elite who actually does like to listen and are usually not distracted by the intro of my fucking videos, because those who seem to fail and not bypass the beginning of the video is they're foolish. They're fools. Most of them are fools. Oh, I don't have to listen to this motherfucker. He sound like a fool. So as soon as they say that, then I don't need it. That helps me out a lot. So you got to use a little bit of dark psychology to understand how to manipulate the masses, because most masses are the asses. Repeat after me. Most of the masses are the asses. This is why we have COVID. We have to have an extermination. And the COVID usually affects those who are what? Not respecting the earth. That's the first thing. Number 2, not very healthy. That's number 2. Number 3, it doesn't discriminate. As a matter of fact, the virus do discriminate. So let's say, for instance, I'm hereditary. My heritage, I don't have the genes to fight it off. Then I guess it's going to kill me too. Oh, well. But I better take precautions. But a lot of people don't take precautions. But guess what? Most people who don't take precautions are going to end up taking a higher risk, right? So I'm not in that area. You want to riot like an asshole? Then you go ahead and riot like an asshole. You're a dumbass. How you been, Muhammad? What's going on, bro? What's going on? Okay, if you got anything to say it. Forever hold your peace. I was just talking to the people of how, hello, you should take the Myers-Briggs analytical personality report. You should take it all. Okay, it was created in 1940, and this test will give you an idea of who your personality is. There's a lot of people who are not like me. I'm a ENTJ, which means that I'm more superior than all of your numbers and shit like that. And so I'm a life path number as well as number 9, and I'm schizoaffective as well. But you may be an ENTJ as well, and that's a great thing. You may be an INTJ as well. That's a good thing too. But you have to understand the difference between being aggressive and being passive. Passive aggressive is the best thing, so you don't have to worry about this the I part in the initiative, okay, of being intuitive. You know what I'm saying? It's called introvert. I means introvert. And of course, it's good to be an introvert so you can have time to think more and more for yourself, peoples. Okay, so what else? So you're watching and you're learning. And so if you are an introvert, it's good to be an introvert, and it's good to be aggressive. Okay, it's good to be extrovert to a degree. It's more safer to be an introvert. So that's what I'm saying to people. And it doesn't make you a theoretical person. It's just you're theoretically thinking that there's a possibility you're taking a risk if you walk near a group of people. That's it. That's a form of paranoia. You're theorizing that something can happen to you, correct? So it's good to be a fucking introvert. It's overall better to be an introvert than an extrovert, because usually when you have all that stress and you have that much power, people will take advantage of you, like fucking Caesar and shit. It took advantage of Caesar. He was like a fucking a mastermind. He was a fucking bold boss. He was a boss and shit. Okay, so understand, y'all should take that test, and I recommend everyone should take the test. And I'm an Indigo child on top of that. So I hear voices and they give me premonitions and dreams. Most of you don't have these abilities. I can say something and it just happens. So I have a pure heart on top of that. So I'm the Jesus type. So I may sound arrogant, but I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm just trying to tell the truth of who I am. And y'all should be able to tell the truth of who you are too as well. You are right. Watch out for blood pressure. Now, blood pressure is different for everybody. Some people have hypothyroidism. Some people have hyperthyroidism, and some people have hypo. hypothyroidism. So basically, it depends on how you were born. You must take precautions and prevention measures so you won't have anything high in your blood, right? Eating less is more healthier than eating something. Drinking your food, that's a helicopter in the background. Drinking your food is more potent than eating your food or chewing your food. It helps with your muscles in your mouth. Sure, but we're trying to use common sense here now, you guys. Understand what common sense is. Most people don't have the common sense capabilities. When you ask a person a question, they don't ask a question on top of the question. That's a flaw. When you talk to people, they usually do what? They don't listen, okay? So when they don't listen, then you understand the capabilities and limitations of most people, okay? Now, so you have to understand. Let me see, what else? You all right? Watch out for blood pressure. Everybody's different, and no two people are alike. Not two white people are the same. They may have similarities in their blood types, okay? But understand, there's always some slight differences with their facial features. Even twins are completely different. They're different if you look at every fucking cell of their body. They're different because they may look the same in their face, okay? But at the same time, they may not be the same in personality. You understand this? Think about coming into this life. You're born into this life. You know for a fact that you will lose certain things. But if all these problems are occurring around you, why not use chaos magic to understand that questioning everything will lead you to freedom? Without questioning everything, you become a dunce. A D-U-N-C-E. When you start calling people names, okay, you better, if you want to call someone names, that's fine, out of comedic purposes, to roast or something like that. That's cool. But when you call them and you deep down you feel this person is like this from the start and you didn't give them a chance. See, the whole key word is that you didn't give them a chance. You lose out on part of your life too. So it's not my responsibility to tell you who you should judge and make fun of. You should just be cautious about everything you fucking do. So since I've been talking for like about 21 minutes, I think I said much. Okay, I said enough. Okay, I ain't saying shit. Okay, let me see. So much things are earthly in our mind as an excuse. Yeah, we came to this planet because we have the excuse to learn different things in this reality. And so if you learn different things in this reality, you should know to experience it and have fun. Life is a bowl. It can be a bowl of chocolates. It could be a bowl of everything, man. It could be perfect for you. It could be everything you want it to be. Heaven and hell is what you make it here on this earth. Get D. Guapa says, we can't acquire that everyone sees the same as we do. Exactly. We don't need to. That's the beauty of life, to see differences. Okay, so if I see, but the whole thing is that there is some great value of life. So let's say, for instance, a person will desire to be fat. Okay, and they'll tell you the reasons why to be fat. And I'll say some negative things about being fat. Now, even though there's more cons to a health perspective to be fat than being thin, okay, then of course we should know that's what their fetish is. Some people like to eat shit. Some people like to eat things that you've never heard of before. But some people like to eat blood sausage. Just understand, let them be, let them go. Like some people believe that this is the only way out, but it's not the only way out. So they close their mind off. Let them be, let them be. It may be irritating to you because you're trying to be the father figure. You're trying to be alpha, okay? So let's continue on to what you're saying. But let them be, let them be. Sometimes people like to suffer. Yeah, you have to accept that as a possibility. Some people like to suffer until they get later on and then they get tired of it. So they'll change, okay? So let's say Guapa D. Guapa said, I'm just being honest. I don't love to build sentence with point and all that. Okay, why I'm going out the way to structure our sentences, you know, it's okay. But as long as I can read it, if I'm reading it back to you, that's exactly how you should read it back to yourself. You know what I'm saying? So then you know how you need to step up your game if you want to write proper sentences. But I don't write proper sentences 100% of the time either. And if someone says to me, oh, I write sentences 100% of the fucking time, I'm going to be like, good for you, buddy. Good for you. There's some people who are so fucking smart in this world, whose IQ, international IQ, okay, as a matter of fact, is so fucking high, there's nothing you can do about it. They're an alien. They don't belong here. But understand this, if you do meet an alien and he's basically and the alien's telepathically talking to you or some shit like that, try to settle your mind. It's hard to settle your mind when there's a lot of things going on in this life, and you try to find a peace point. What is that? Sometimes these weird looking bugs be coming towards me. I'm like, Are they trying to poison me or some shit? What is the purpose? Okay. Anyway, that's what life is about. Unpredictability. Okay. And you can't even smoke it up. Okay. Let me see. The best thing is that when the research goes against their will of citing someone because they're doing a good next time cases of, yeah, it's called trial and error. Okay, it's called fucking trial and error. Let them go through their shit. As long as they ain't trying to disrespect you and they trying to like destroy you, then you won't have to worry about fighting arms. You gotta put no arms up and shit, right? But other than that, let me get off of here because I'm getting hungry and shit, and I'm gonna try to clean my car before I go play basketball. I gotta go play basketball by 5 o'clock p.m. I'll be out there for like 3 hours working out. That's my cardio. And I tell people all of the time, get your cardio, get the heart pumping. Some people don't live as long as others, okay? No matter how well they live, okay? And of course, that's all I wanted to say about the Myers-Briggs report. Okay, I think you should take the test. It's in the pen, and it's also gonna be on the front cover. And I love you all, but I hate the many of you. Let's go NBA. No, hell no, no NBA, okay? You know, we don't need no NBA, okay? We need to stay our asses home so we can become aware and awoke. Because PS5 is coming out and the fucking Xbox series is coming out, you guys. So, other than that, since I have all of the knowledge in the universe, which may sound arrogant as fuck, but it's truthful. I usually come up with a lot of hypotheticals, and usually a lot of my hypotheticals have not been thought of. And so if y'all guys want to have anything else to say it. Forever hold your peace. I will say, talk one more minute, and for every minute, okay, she'll go from there. So the last thing I see so far on this list that you said, Guapa, okay, is let's go NBA. I miss the NBA, and my time on the NBA is over though. Okay, because I really miss the days of fucking Michael Jordan and shit. Those days are gone now. I don't think those days will ever come back. It's back-to-back championships. The Chicago Bulls. Dennis Rodman, he was part of the Chicago Bulls. Scottie Pippen, okay? Dennis Rodman traveled to fucking North Korea. Did you know that shit? Yeah, he had a good old time out there and shit. But understand this. When wars occur, it usually happens within that mafia of a government that you call a government. And that government is going to destroy people and sacrifice you as pawns. So you better come together in your country first and create as much diversity as possible. But because you can't avoid diversity, my white brothers and sisters, you can't avoid diversity. Now there are some communities which is still mostly white. Stay that way until the time is right. When something happens and when most of your family members and your ancestors die off, eventually they will become black. Now, we see, Guapa says, when America went down to supermarkets to get some snacks to watch it. Yeah. They play basketball, you know, but they're not putting people in the audience because they want to make sure that people don't catch this COVID, which is still active out here. And I hope it's not active as much as in your countries and shit. But other than that, of course they got a cure, but they're not going to tell you that cure. The cure is the media. Stop watching the media so much. Because it's over 30,000 people to 60,000 people dying from the flu. But I never really knew about that shit. And I'm like, wait, why nobody talking about that? Nigga, that's a lot of fucking people every fucking year, man. That's the flu there, right? Because people are taking these vaccinations. And I told you before, you want to trust the cracker. If you want to get a vaccination, that's up to you. That's up to you, dog. I told you, I'm paranoid and shit. I ain't got no time for that shit. I didn't get no vaccinations when I was younger. Okay, remember that shit. And so when America went down to the supermarkets to get some snacks, okay, yeah, let them go to the snacks. You have to wear your mask and shit, right? Wear your goddamn mask. Do that test that I asked you to do, you guys. And I love you all, but I hate the many of you. And of course, yeah. So my friend Colin, he's from Nigeria. He basically said the ENTJ is the commander. Okay, we are the commanders. Yeah, we are the rational bosses. But of course, as I said before, you know, if you start with an E, you might as well put an I, because you have to be on both sides. What boss is going to say, I don't think of any time to be an introvert, when you know goddamn well he gonna be home studying. He's an introvert at the house. He gonna be doing some research. What it says, the difference between a person extrovert and introvert is that the introvert doesn't work on the machine, don't understand the machine. They work on theories and shit. They think on long-term positions in their life and shit. But usually that's called daydreaming. Okay, and I don't do daydreaming. It's okay to daydream and shit. But the problem is that if you're an introvert, and you're introverted, it's a wise thing. It's good to think in la la land. But understand, to be an extrovert, you understand how the machine works by going external, like going outside, going around, see how things work. Understand what research is and shit. Now, a lot of people who are religious tend to not be in that category of knowing what research is, because research is extrovert type shit, okay? And when you do extrovert type shit, you guys, then you become more educated. Introvert means you're afraid. What's up, man? Okay? Extrovert means you're afraid. Introvert means you're afraid, and extrovert means you're trying to learn something externally. But it's good to have a balance between both of them. It's wiser to be an introvert now. Don't get me wrong. You know what they say about cowards. The coward lives longer than the person who has pride, okay? You know what I'm saying? But the person who sacrifices himself as a martyr, okay? He will be remembered as a martyr, okay? But the introvert is a coward, so he will not be remembered. So there's two giant big things when it comes to being an introvert and an extrovert. You might as well try to be both. It's a cross between two worlds. And basically, if something happened to my daughter or something like that, sometimes you have to take fight or flight. You don't want to sacrifice yourself all the time. It's not wise to sacrifice yourself. Like Jesus, Jesus, they say he sacrificed himself, but you really don't have to if you can have a chance to live, or you can learn another way, okay? And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all guys, okay? True alphas are the ENTJs, okay? True alphas are those, and they make up at least about 10% of the country, okay? And when there's not enough of those type of guys, people tend to go on the emotional side of the effeminate traits, and they destroy the country by taking those effeminate traits. Social justice warriors. Mind your goddamn business, y'all guys, okay? Y'all understand that if you put yourself out there and you're not thinking of the consequences of your illogical actions, you will suffer the repercussions. And if so, now I will be going inside, since no one has said nothing, over a minute now. And I love you all, but I hate the many of you. I love animals more than human beings. Peace, 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 peace.